decades as the chief executive of the online retailer Overstock.com, Patrick Byrne has resigned. I want you to listen to what he said yesterday because he was everywhere. He says he is telling this story on advice from Warren Buffett. He came out recently on Fox, about 3 months ago. We talked about it and went in great detail on what this story was. We told you about his relationship with the so-called spy, who is not a spy, was not convicted of being a spy. In fact, the judge threw that out. Now, here's Patrick Byrne talking about the fishy orders he got from Men in Black. Listen to this.
In 2015, 2016, they got back in touch with me for the third time. And it was, I was given some fishy orders. And I carried them out in 2015, 2016, thinking I was conducting law enforcement. Let me emphasize, don't say the FBI. The FBI is barely involved in this. It's all over the top. The Men in Black, as I called them, showed up and asked for this third favor. Anyway, I'm not going to go into the details right now, but I didn't know who sent the orders, but I did them. They seemed fishy last summer watching television. And here's the punchline. Here's the punchline, people. Last summer watching television and some congressional hearings, I figured out where those orders came from. They came from a guy named Peter Strzok. And Bill Truestaff, Carlin, MCcabe, Coney. That was who sent the orders.
Well, you're naming a bunch of FBI people there.
Well, the Peter Strzok, and it has been confirmed to me that my instructions came from Peter Strzok, that the people who carried the orders were coming and taking on behalf. That's been confirmed.
That is stunning. Now, what he's talking about was he had a relationship with this woman. Actually, he just met her at a libertarian convention in Las Vegas. Freedom Fest happens every summer. I just spoke there. He spoke last year when he was finished speaking, or in 2015, 2016, when he finished speaking there. The Russian woman, remember her? She was with the FBI. What was her name?
Butina.
Maria Butina, something like that. She's everywhere. And she's, posting all these pictures. She's a big gun advocate. She's from Russia, blah, blah, blah. She approaches Patrick, and she says, "Listen, darling, I am from Russia, and my name is not Natasha, but I'd like you to meet Boris." And he feels a little weird about it. Now, he has a national security clearance. So anybody who thinks that he is just some crazy half-cocked guy, he has a national security clearance. And so...
Do we know why?
No, we don't.
It's interesting.
Yeah, he does. He apparently does things... with the Council of Foreign Relations. He's an advisor of some sort or something like that. So we don't really know. But we do know that, I don't have a national security clearance, do you?
No.
No, I don't know anybody who really, well, I do know a few people who have a national security clearance, and they're all buttoned up people, okay? So sometimes this will happen because somebody like Patrick, who travels all over the world, the government, it's not unusual for the government to say, hey, when you're over there, if you happen to see something, would you just let us know? That happens. That's probably a very good thing, in my opinion. But he doesn't want to lose his national security clearance. And so he immediately calls the FBI and says, so this woman, Natasha, she said I should meet Boris. And the FBI said, now we've already looked into Natasha. She's fine. Are you sure? Yes. Okay, because she's wants me to go over there and meet with people. Fine, Patrick. We've already checked her out. She's fine. Okay. So he, starts to get into a romantic relationship with her. As that's going on, she's like, listen, you really need to meet Boris and Vladimir, and not Putin, just another Vladimir. And he's like, okay. So he calls the FBI back, and he says, now she wants to introduce me to Boris and Vladimir. Are those guys cool? Yes, Patrick, stop. We've already investigated her. She's fine.
But that's awesome that he checked so many times.
Right, three times.
Yeah.
So, this guy's a hero. This guy is
He's a good guy. He's a patriot.
Right. He's doing everything that we say. How come Donald Trump didn't just call the FBI? How come Hillary Clinton didn't call the FBI? Well, because
he did. And now he's having to leave his own company because
right. So he calls the FBI a second time. They're like, Patrick, she's fine. Boris, Vladimir, they're fine. Go ahead. Okay, I just wanted to check. Then she says, listen, I'm having a meeting at very fancy hotel with Hillary Clinton's people. And also little guy from Florida, Marco Rubio, meeting with his people too. Want to come along? And he's like, no, I don't think so. So she leaves. He calls the FBI a third time and says, okay, guys, she's now meeting at this hotel. She's going to be meeting this weekend with Hillary Clinton's people and Marco Rubio. They finally said, Patrick, We know. It's okay. All right. So all of that stuff happens. Nobody says a word about it. It's all fine. He continues his relationship with her. It goes on for a while, and then it's over. Look, I really have to... No, really. It's not me. It's you. And so they break up, go their separate ways. Then the men in black come, which he now says is Peter Strzok. And so now his phone rings. And it's after Trump is gotten the nomination. And so the phone rings, and it's the FBI. And they're like, Patrick, we want you to start maybe having sex with girl again.
So now are the American agents have Russian accents?
Yes, I think they do in this particular case. And so he says, wait, but I broke up with her. I don't have... Well, we'd like you to rekindle that relationship again because some things have come up. Wait a minute, you guys told me you already checked her out. You already gave her special dispensation on being here in the country. You guys told me you did all of this work, and then I spent about a year with her. She's not a spy. Well, we think she might be involved in some... She's not a spy. We think we'd really like it if you'd like to have sex with this hot woman. We would like you to start doing that. Okay, I'll take one for the team. So then he went back with this hot woman and had more sex with him for us. Wait a minute. The story's starting to break down here a little bit. But so he goes back and he furthers this relationship. There's nothing. In fact, he is compiling evidence that she's not a spy. So then the FBI, when they get through with, Donald Trump becomes president, then all of a sudden they need to indict this woman as a spy. He says, I have testimony that she's not a spy. I have evidence that she's not a spy. He files it with the FBI. She goes to court. They try to make her into a spy. The FBI does not include any of his evidence. He was the main point man. That doesn't involve any of his evidence. The judge says, you got nothing here. Throws it out. Well, wait a minute. She didn't register as a foreign agent. She didn't register, as a foreigner that was going to be doing these things. Okay. So she gets 6 months in prison. And now everybody thinks she's a spy. And...
Yeah, because she did go to jail.
Yeah, she did go to jail for 6 months, for not registering, which she should have gone to jail for not registering. But that doesn't make her a spy or a Russian agent. They used her to smear the right, they used her to smear the NRA, and they used her as yet another example of Russia dealing with all the Trump people. Now, he has more to say, and he came out yesterday and was everywhere, and I will tell you, this is very, very reminiscent of... I'll tell you, no, I'm not going to tell you. I got advice from somebody like Warren Buffett. And it's why I did the Puppet Master. I'm not going to tell you who gave me this advice, but somebody like a Warren Buffett gave me this advice because we had been threatened by George Soros's people. And I've told that story before. And the advice was, Glenn, make the biggest deal you can make out of you being number one enemy on George Soros, or you could just be hit by a truck. And you need to make sure that even if you are in a legitimate accident and you die, everyone's first thought is, it's George Soros had him killed.
Right.
He said that's the only way to protect yourself. Get out into the sunlight, and make sure everyone knows you and George Soros have locked horns. That's why I did the Puppet Master. I did it not only to expose him, but also to stand in the bright light to tell everybody, hey, if I disappear, it's him. Okay? This advice from Warren Buffett to Patrick Byrne, and the way he is going on this tear of telling everyone he doesn't care, it's CNN, it's Fox, it doesn't matter, screams to me, you better let everyone know in case you get sick all of a sudden, or you're hit by a bus, that people understand, wait a minute, there might be something else in a deep state. And it's interesting to me that he's saying, it's not the FBI, it's not the FBI, it's just these people in the FBI.